First at 6, Jason Dalton will stand trial for the Kalamazoo killing spree that left 6 dead and 2 others wounded.
His preliminary hearing lasted hours, reopening wounds for a community still rattled from that violent night 3 months ago.
We have team coverage for you tonight. Evan Dean has testimony from a key witness in the shootings at that car dealership as she recalls the horrific moments her boyfriend was killed.
But first, let's get to Marley Ginter, anchoring our coverage from Kalamazoo with more on Tiana Carruthers' emotional day on the stand. Marley?
Sue and Brian, it is truly gut-wrenching to watch her go through this. We have a lot to show you, the emotional testimony and the dramatic outbursts. And still, Tiana Carruthers soldiered through, facing the person she says she'll never forget.
How's that before?
Tiana Carruthers now walks with a cane after using her own body to shield children from bullets.
Because I wouldn't even respond if I was okay until I knew that the kids were okay.
She flinched in court, startled, now trying to protect herself from sudden outbursts from the suspect, Jason Dalton.
I seen him coming, and I saw a gun.
Gladiator cars. No, they gave bags. These old people, they have these old black bags. They're called they're black. They're black bags, and people drive around and they look at them. It gets real like, hey.
So, Ms. Carruthers, are you okay? Or do we need to take a minute?
We're here, honey. You're okay.
Security had to carry Dalton out of court, dragging him away right in front of Tiana.
You're okay, babe. You're okay.
A dramatic start to the day, she still pushed through, reliving what happened when she was shot 4 times. The suspect now on a monitor, listening from another room.
I just remember just shooting, and I just remember I tried to move, but I couldn't move. I tried to get under the car.
Do you see the person who shot you on
Yes,
February 20th?
Yes, I do. I could never forget his face. Ever.
A truly strong young woman. Also today, for the first time, we heard from a key witness, the girlfriend of Tyler Smith, Alexis Cornish. You may remember.
Yeah, Marley, 17-year-old Alexis, she witnessed the horror firsthand, and today she bravely took the stand, recalling what she saw on that tragic night.
Watch them look at the truck.
Too young to be here, to have gone through all this. Alexis Cornish on the stand after having watched those closest to her murdered.
And that's when I ducked behind the seat.
She testified that she was inside a vehicle at the Sealy Kia when the shooter approached Tyler and Rich Smith outside in the dealership parking lot.
They turned around and were like, yeah, we're looking at blah, blah, blah. And that's all the words that they got out at that time.
Why weren't they able to say any more?
Because he pulled out the gun and started shooting.
After the horror, Alexis says she waited until the scene was clear.
And then I went and grabbed Tyler's phone out of his pocket and called 911.
After Alexis, much of the testimony was from police, mostly to outline forensic evidence and to hear from those who were first at the gruesome shooting scenes.
She was slouched in the floorboard of the passenger seat.
It was Officer Scott Brooks who administered first aid to survivor Abby Koff before the medics arrived.
We tried to stop the bleeding, at which point we tried to wrap her head and protect any other foreign debris from getting inside the open wounds.
And all this, of course, was after this, and a disturbed, restrained Jason Dalton on a TV screen via the jail. Remember, he was found competent to stand trial, as investigators say he has no history of mental illness. So was this just an act? Prosecutor Jeff Getting wouldn't comment on that, but did say he doesn't believe Dalton's defense attorney had anything to do with his client's nonsensical outburst.
I've known Mr. Solis for a long time. I certainly would not put this at his doorstep. I don't know what Mr. Dalton is thinking of doing.
Now Getting, he was surprised by Dalton's sudden outburst, but says ultimately he does not think that it will impact the trial moving forward. As for the defense, Dalton's attorney, he did not partake in any heavy cross-examination. He did not call any witnesses, and he declined comment to reporters. Now, we also heard today from one witness who says that he was narrowly hit by Dalton's vehicle as Dalton was racing out of the Cracker Barrel restaurant. That and much more is on woodtv.com. Marley, back to you.
Okay, Evan, thank you for that report. And we're also hearing from the father of the youngest shooting victim, Abby Koff. Her dad had reaction to what he saw in the courtroom, and when he watched Jason Dalton's behavior, he says demeanor during the proceedings make it crystal clear. He went on to say that his family doesn't care about him as long as he's locked up for the rest of his life, and that they continue to offer their deepest sympathies to his family. So just an emotional day in court, Brian and Sue, and really we see so many people still trying to push through all of this, and this is just the beginning.
Absolutely. Marley Ginter and Evan Dean, thank you for those live reports down in Kalamazoo. Many of us in the newsroom wondering, was that an act?
Right.
Is there something fundamentally wrong there? A lot of questions still tonight.
That's for sure. Boy, it was an emotional day in court, and I know it was absolutely incredibly difficult for Tiana Carruthers. You could see that she's still trying to heal, even physically, as she's walking in and then going through all that anxiety, recounting what happened that day on February 20th.
The Kalamazoo community is coming together tomorrow morning for the We Are Kalamazoo benefit ride. That starts at 11. That's at the Perry Harley-Davidson in Portage. All of the proceeds will go to those affected by the February shootings. We have all of those details online.
And we will continue to bring you updates on the Kalamazoo shooting rampage as the case against Jason Dalton moves closer to trial. We'll let you know when a date is set.